chidush for me. It was the first time that I heard such a chidush. The Megillah starts, Vayhi b'mei Achashverosh. Says the Gemara in Masechet Megillah, always when you find the word Vayhi, what is it, Shalom? Vayhi, it's a Lashon Tza'ar. It's a suffering. Say Chachamim, why are you suffering? Obviously, because of the parties that Achashverosh did and Am Yisrael participate, we deserve the terrible decree of Haman. But Rabotai, I heard a chidush that says like this: Vayhi b'mei Achashverosh means that Am Yisrael reached to 50 levels of Tum'ah.
Also?
50 levels of Tum'ah. What are you going to ask me? In Mitzrayim, they didn't even reach to 50.
49?
49.
Oh, he
Right?
was.
Why 49? The Gemara writes, if they were reaching to the 50, they wouldn't have any zechut to go out from Egypt.
Right.
So as the Or HaChaim HaKadosh, so what do you mean? How it's possible that in Mitzrayim, Baruch Hashem, God took us out from Egypt just before we get to the 50. If we were getting to the 50 level, halas. And now you want to tell me that in the days of Haman and Achashverosh, Am Yisrael reached to the 50 level of Tumah? Says the Or HaChaim HaKadosh, the difference is that this is before Matan Torah and here is after Matan Torah.
Oh, okay.
Before Matan Torah, that you have no power of Torah learning. If you get to 50 levels of Tumah, it's impossible for you to go out. But after the giving of the Torah, even if a Jew will go lower than that, and a Jew will go lower than 50 even, HaKadosh Baruch Hu can still take him out. And now he says, now you can understand. ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון מכאן. Says the Gemara, אורה, what's ליהודי הייתה אורה? Light. אורה זאת תורה. אורה is the Torah. And says the Gemara, that in Har Sinai, Am Yisrael accepted the Torah. How? מתוך יראה, throughout fear. And in Purim, הדר קיבלוה, they accepted it again, מתוך אהבה, from love. Why מתוך אהבה? Say Chachamim, throughout the love of the miracle, that they saw how Borei Olam took save Am Yisrael, even though they were holding under 50 levels of Tumah. Still Borei Olam gave us a chance throughout Torah to go up. Say that love is the love that until today we have the Ahavat Torah that is staying in each one of our lives. Unbelievable. And it says that that's why the day of Purim, it's a day that a person should pray for Torah learning. Especially to get connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to have Ve'a'ed Anenu B'Toratecha. You should open up our eyes and our heart to our Torah learning. Let me just tell you a quick story, then you know. Listen. It says that there was a rabbi. I'm sorry. Before in Russia, there was a king, whatever. His name was Nicolau, something like that. Nicolau. It was a Rasha. Huh? Nikolai. Oh, this Nikolai was a Rasha Merusha. He was killing people for no reason. Anyway, in Russia, there was a bunch of people that they wanted to do, revolution, but they were scared. The guy was very powerful. When Nikolai decided to conquer Poland, so the group of the guys that wanted to make the revolution, they took advantage out of it, and together with the army of Poland, they fight against Nikolai. So this story happened for real. It was the head of the guys of the revolution. He was all the time escaping from the soldiers of Nikolai. One day they saw him, that he was on his horse. They saw him, and they started to run after him. The guy was running, escaping. He realized that he had to jump from the horse and to let the horse continue running. So he jumped, and the soldiers, they thought that the guy was stealing the horse. He continued. He found himself that he's next to a small city, a small town, and he knocked at the door of the town. Happened to be a Jewish town. When they asked who is there, he says, "Please, I need you to save my life. The army of Nikolai wants to kill me." They don't want to accept him. crazy? Accepting you, having you in our house, that means that they're going to catch us and they're going to kill us as well. He knocked one door, two doors, the third door, the Jew told him, listen, let's do the following. I can save you, but there is only one thing that I can do. I'm going to give you garments of Jews, talet, tefillin, whatever it is, you stand up, you pray. They're not going to recognize you. You pray. Say it sounds good. Minutes after, the army comes into the town. They start going from house to house, and they get to the house of this guy where he's hiding. They see the guy with the talet, the tefillin. They didn't even realize that he's the wanted one, and they leave him alone. Baruch Hashem, the revolution succeeded, and Nikolai was put down, and they put as a charge of the king of whatever Russia will be, it will be this guy. So this guy, they call up the Jew, and he told him, you don't remember me, but I want to tell you that thanks to you, not only I get saved, but the whole entire country gets saved from the hands of this Rasha. Therefore, you have I'm going to give you some gifts, and besides this, I'm going to give you an opening to my palace. Whenever you need, you come, you ask me whatever you want. So the Chafetz Chaim used to say this story over. And he used to say, look what a small action of one person can do. One small action can save a life not only for one person, but for a whole entire country. And the story is not over. Years passed, the Chafetz Chaim passed away. There was a great rabbi, his name was Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky. He learned in a yeshiva by name Novardok Yeshiva. Russia wasn't a safe place, so a bunch of 12 students from Novardok Yeshiva decided to cross the borders without permission. And unfortunately, the army catch them. And when the army catch them, back then, if someone was being catched by passing the border, it was deserved penalty of death. These 12 boys of yeshiva, they deserve penalty of death. Obviously, the Jewish community heard about this, and they started to think how they can do to save those kids. They remember that there is this guy, this Yehudi, that had the connections with the palace. They asked from him, and this Yehudi got in contact with the palace. He begged and he asked to save the life of those boys, and Borei Olam helped him to save the lives. In between all those 12 boys, there was one boy that he became the Gadol Ador. And after him, we got his son that he is a Gadol Ador. This boy was the stipler, Rabbi Israel Yaakov Kanievsky. And the father of Rav Chaim Kanievsky, that Borei Olam will give him long life, that is the Gadol Ador in our generation. Say the Rabbi Yaakov Kanievsky, now can you imagine? This Jew did only one action. He saved another person. And Kol HaMekayem, whoever is able to save a life, is like Kiyem Olam Aleh, like he saved a whole entire generation. Rabotai, sometimes one small effort, one small action of learning Torah, one small mitzvah that you can do, you can change the decree. Like Am Yisrael did by Purim. That small action that they did, Ta'anit, like today, we're doing Ta'anit. That small action of Ta'anit, and not the fasting is the main thing, the Teshuvah is the main thing. If we're going to be ready to come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and doing a small effort, we have no idea how much we can really save, not only for us, but for the entire world. Baruch Adonai Le'olam.